Now, according to Descartes, there is also some relation between mind and body. We have established thus far that the two are independent substances. They do not rely on one another. This is what we have known up to this point, right? We've also discussed the features of mind and how that makes it very different, or rather diametrically opposed to the features of the body. Is this clear? Now, here we will talk about the concept of interactionism. You'll see why this word's used here. Now let's understand this. According to Descartes, there is some relation between the two. Some relation between mind and body. He says the interactionism that takes place between mind and body exists because a great many bodily activities can be explained in terms of what? In terms of reflexes. Similarly, for example, let me just give you the examples. For example, imagining. For example, remembering. Is this clear? Now you see, another such example can also be sensing. You see, imagining, remembering and sensing, what are these? These are primarily mental acts. You agree? Mental acts. But the objects that are referred to, are not mental. Not mental. Let me simply explain this to you in very simple sentences. Let me say that I am here right now remembering about the philosophy of let's take a very simple example. Let's say I am here sitting remembering about something that I held in my hands a few days ago, and I'm forgetting the name of that device. So what I had in my what I'm talking about is a mobile phone, right? Now you see, me thinking about this thing is a mental act, right? But the object that is concerned is not a mental object. It is a mobile phone, right? So you see, there is some relation between mind and body. This he explains through the process that he calls interactionism, that bodily activities can be explained in terms of reflexes. For example, when we are imagining, when we are remembering, when we are sensing, these are all mental acts, but the objects that are engaged in all these activities are not mental objects. They are physical objects, and I just told you physical objects belong to the realm of the physical world and not the mental world. Is this bit clear? So he explains that there is interactionism between both mind and body. So you have to remember some relation, some interaction. All right, he first explains how body acts on the mind. Let me explain this. Also, another way to understand this interaction is that, there are some things. For example, we hear or we sense, let's say we hear a ghost story, all right? Or we go to a secluded place and we sense something's not right here, all right? So, or something's really off at this moment. So here, all these are our mental acts. All right, but the reason that why I am getting affected, or I am feeling uncomfortable at a secluded place or a deserted place, is because this place is looking funny to me, right? So this place is what? This place is obviously a physical world, right? This place is obviously a physical world. It is not a mental, it's not belonging to the mental realm, right? So this is how you can understand. Please remember, it's pertaining to imagining, it's pertaining to senses, it's pertaining to remembering, thinking, all those things, right? Now he explains that body acts on the mind. Body, how does it act on the mind? Let's understand this. Basically, body affects the sense organs sense organs of the recipient's body, right? Now this bodily affection moves towards the subtle animal spirit, subtle animal spirit in the nerves. Basically, what I'm saying right now is how Descartes himself has understood this interactionism between the two things, that is body and mind. It's very simple. He says body acts on the mind, body affects the sense organs of the recipient's body, let's say sense organs of a person A. Alright, now this bodily affection moves towards the subtle animal spirit in the nerves. Now this movement of animal spirit terminates in the pineal gland or pineal gland, which is the very important seat of the soul. Alright, the soul is what? The soul is an indivisible substance and occupies the place in the pineal or the pineal gland, however you call it, right, which is an undivided portion of the brain. So you see, now before you have all the three things. You have the body here, you have the brain here, you have the soul here. Is this point clear? So he says through this relation that he uses all these biological terms and everything, he's only trying to explain us that there is some relation between body and the mind. Is this clear? Please, what you need to remember from the exam's point of view is that the seat of the soul is here, which is a part of this, right? And the nature of the soul, it is an indivisible substance. And how does body act on the mind? Through the means of sense organs. Is this point clear? So this is the interaction between the body and the mind. In this lecture we've tried to just touch upon the concepts. Hopefully in the next lecture we'll finish up the entire philosophy of Descartes. So